High Vibe Humans, and welcome to another Awakened and Empowered Women interview. Today we're interviewing DJ Dos Lopez, also known as Brenda Lopez. She is a shaman and a healer as well as a musical artist. So I'm really excited to share her with you today because I have known her for quite some time and she is a friend dear to my heart. So we're doing this Awaken and Empower interview series in dedication to Women's History Month. And we're interviewing women who are making history today in their specific fields, somewhat related to health, somewhat related to holistics, all of it related to changing the world one person at a time and raising the vibrations of this planet. My name is Brianna, also known as Breezy Spread Love on the internet, and I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I've dedicated my life to helping people heal, helping people stay healthy, stay light, and not give up the fight on their healing journey. So I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to invite in Brenda here. So I hope that you've been enjoying the series thus far. We have a lot of episodes, so if you want to go back, review some of those episodes, catch up on the awesome content. We interviewed Luna, Cosmic Carly, we've interviewed many awesome people like Healing True Joy, as well as a doula, which I think you should go check out Jackie's Gems Doula Services. So any and all modalities I'm trying to touch on here within the holistic health field. So I really am happy that you're joining us today and that you're able to tune in to those past episodes, which I'm also making available on my YouTube page. So go ahead and go to the link in my description to go to my YouTube page and see all of the interviews that I've uploaded there thus far, if that's like an easier remote app for you. So just waiting a little bit for Brenda to join us today. Awesome. Here she comes. And we're going to be diving into 8 questions that have helped Brenda heal. So we're going to get to know her on a very intimate level. And I'm very excited. Again, she is a person that is close to my heart. Hi, Brenda.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here with us today.
You too. Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Trying to stay warm in this cold weather, you know.
Oh, yeah. It is so cold here. It's like 20 degrees and snowy.
Yeah, I'm excited for this 50-degree weather we're supposed to have.
Right? Fingers crossed. So we're going to jump into these questions, but we have some High Vibe Humans tuned in here today, saying hey to the High Vibe Humans, throwing up their heart emojis. And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and what services you offer.
All right. Hello, everybody. I am Brenda Lopez, or also known as Dos Lopez. Where I'm from, all right, so this is gonna get awesome here. So I'm actually a multi-dimensional reptilian shapeshifter I was born in Monterrey, Mexico. And then I'm currently living here in Michigan, in this cool state. But, you know, it has its perks here and there. I'm a cosplay DJ, an artist. I'm a second level Reiki, currently working on the Master Reiki. And then I'm also a 75% Mesa Shaman, also known as Seer of the Invisible World or the Dark, or a medicine woman, you know.
That's beautiful.
But yeah, yep. And then my services, I have music therapy through cosplay DJing, which there's gonna be a few. I only have 2 shows coming up because I'm working on being a medicine woman or a shaman.
Mm-hmm.
But so I get that, and then I also do illuminations, which an illumination is like a energy healing session, but it's not Reiki. It's like different because it goes
Oh,
into your like soul body or luminous energy field. And then along with that, I also do the cord cutting. So sometimes in your lifetime, you get attached to somebody or
sure.
and
Yeah.
when like things happen in life, like in the bad, yeah, like you experience bad trauma. Well, sometimes cords from that person are still attached to you, in which case they make you feel like, I don't know, depressed or like you still haven't gone, like gone over them or something. And it could be because you guys still have this cord attached, which could be like attached to your chakras. It could also be like ancestral cords, or it can be from genetic. So cord cutting, and then I also help people to free stuck energy.
Oh, okay.
Again, sometimes we go through trauma and some of that energy gets heavy and gets stuck in your luminous energy field or your
Mhm.
chakra, in which case you got to do like a journey or a meditation and to get that energy, get it moving again.
Yeah.
And then I just learned soul retrieval, which soul retrieval is actually a shaman technique that helps you with okay, again, trauma. Trauma is like
Of course.
big
Yeah.
thing. But when we go through like say really bad trauma, like say you got abused as a child, well, sometimes that part of your soul leaves you because they can't bear that, whatever
Hmm.
is happening. So that piece of soul leaves and then it gets stuck somewhere else. So then when you get older, you're going through these things and then you want to get over, that trauma, but you can't for some reason. So then we gotta do like soul retrieval. So we do another journey, but
Hmm.
this time we go somewhere else. It's different from the tracking. Um, to get that soul back from that place where it's stuck at or like where it's hanging out. I don't know. So then we go get it and we ask it, hey, you want to come back? And then we, make it feel like it's safe. And then once we bring it back to you, and then after that you have to do like some homework with it. Like you have to integrate it in your
Yeah.
life. Like you do like a little altar afterwards, and then you gotta like do some meditations with it for 10 days or until it feels like, it wants to be like part, and then you can be whole again.
Hmm.
And then there's also extraction of energy or like heavy energy. Sometimes, like my friend, Nonsense Man, the other day, he was like, oh, can you help me out? Because I have this, I feel like I have these like energy entities or something in me because I'm like thinking of things. But then like it's not really me. Like I realize it's not me. And then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, definitely. Let's schedule a session. So like sometimes, um, actually I have it in my journal here. They're called like these little energies could are called fluids. And it's just like little entities that are not anchored to anything. They just like flow in the, everywhere.
Hmm.
And they never have a physical existence. They just float. So say you go to like a party and you don't really know how to like protect your energy or yourself. So then these energies are like, since they're floating, they're just like, oh, hey, let's go hang on to that
Exactly.
person.
Yeah.
That person seems like a good idea to hang on to. And then they hang on to you. And then you're like feeling a certain way and you're like, things like just things that you like usually don't, care about, or they just like come up and then you're like, why is this happening? It could be those fluids. Or it could be what it's called a fierce one. Now the fierce ones, like it could be like a ghost or like a
Okay.
poltergeist, or it can be like a demon. We know about demons. Um, and so those ones may have had a physical existence at one point. Like again, it could have been like a deceased grandma that was like she couldn't move on, and so she had to take care of her grandchild. So she's stuck onto the grandchild. And then the grandchild is, feeling a certain way, like she's depressed, or like she thinks about, like, it's okay to think about your deceased ones, but like if you're like thinking about them like nonstop, like all day, every day for a week, months, forever, then that may be because that deceased one, it's like stuck on you
Hmm.
because they think they're keeping you safe, but they're not really keeping you safe because they're bringing down your energy, in which case we have to, do like an extraction, because sometimes if it's like demonic, they could have like a hook on you, like literally like heart's hook in like specific chakra or like on your shoulder or somewhere, I don't know. Um,
And you
so
really,
then we
really
have to
want
be
them to
like,
move on.
yeah, so we have to, be like, hey, what are you doing? You already moved on. We need to like, extract you out of here. In which case, for extractions, we actually have to use a specific crystal called a Vogel crystal that has like many sides and it has to be clear. So then, like, how in like example, in Ghostbusters, they
Yeah.
have that vacuum machine, right?
Yeah.
And they like, it goes in there and then they like capture the ghost and then they put it somewhere to like, I
Hmm.
don't know. So, shamans or anybody who does extractions uses a crystal called Vogel crystal, which I can show you a picture real quick here. Let me look into the book of knowledge. So this is my shaman book of knowledge.
Whoa, it's so thick.
It's very thick. Um, but so the crystal is called Vogel crystal, and it was actually made or designed by a professor. His name's Marcel Vogel, and it's a type of wand with a high and pure vibration. Um, so this is Vogel crystal.
Oh wow, okay. It has many like facets on it, like many sides to it.
Yeah, and then they're actually also very hard to find and also pricey because of the cuts.
Hmm. So is it like a
Um,
quartz crystal? Is it like a specific mineral?
yeah, it can actually be like, yeah, like a quartz, or it just has to be clear and have many sides. And it also can't be cracked because if it's cracked, that's where the energy escapes.
Okay.
So then, we extract it, we put it in the crystal, and then I have to do like a meditation afterwards with it. And then afterwards, I release it to Mother Earth because she knows how to, do or deal with the
Transmute that
heavy,
energy. Yeah.
yeah, heavy energy or any like demonic energy or anything. She knows, she knows how to do everything. Mother Earth, she's the best.
Wow, so
Um,
you're learning a lot through this shaman program.
Yeah, and then yep, and then that's pretty much all the things. And then eventually, once I become 100% Master Shaman, I'll know how to do destiny retrieval. In which case, it's like finding a person's destiny, if if they need to. Not every sometimes we know what our destiny is, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we want to find out, sometimes we don't. So it all
Mhm.
depends on the person.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
So
so all those things.
that's a lot, and I want to get to know you a little bit more. I mean, the high vibe humans tuning into this probably want to know a little bit more about you. So, what are 5 words that you choose to describe yourself?
So 5 words, well, one of them is actually a bunch of words together, but one of them is alien from space. The other one is intuitive, and then the other one is adventurous because I love adventures. Courteous, and then the last one is hard worker.
Hard worker, definitely. I can see that in you. You wear many hats. You do shows. You work a muggle job, and you're learning all this shaman stuff. So you're definitely a hard worker. And I love how you embrace your alien lineage. I love how you really talk about that too on your social media and help people understand that. Because I know that like reptilian energy oftentimes has like a negative connotation with it, right? But we want to kind of open up our thinking and remove it from the black and white thinking and put in this
Yeah.
like gray area of like, there are some reptilians that are probably like, dude, they're giving us a bad name. Like, don't lump me in with that guy.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it can be like anybody. Any person can be good or bad.
Hmm.
Any like a dog can be good or bad. A cat
Hmm.
can be good or bad. Alien, reptilians can be good or bad. Or the other ones, Gaians or
Like
what is that?
Orions,
Orions or yeah.
Arcturians.
Yeah. All of them can be good or bad. It's not like specific person or thing or entity or being is
Hmm.
bad because people say that, or specific the other way. So there's two sides of or the pendulum effect.
Right, and I like that idea of refreshing the reptilian image because there is a lot of like serpent energy throughout different indigenous cultures that is
Yeah.
kind of positive and also related to rebirth, like Quetzalcoatl from the
Mhm.
Aztecs.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and then the for like the shamanism that I'm studying, there's four direction animals.
Hmm.
Um, so the south is the serpent, and so Pachamama, she helps us shed the past, like she sheds her skin. She
Hmm.
has no choice. She has to either shed or die.
Hmm.
So she's got to shed. So she sheds, what no longer serves her, and so
Hmm.
then she helps us to shed what no longer serves us, so we can like move on and like be who we want to, or be the best selves. The
Right.
phrase "be your best self." um,
Right.
but yeah, so there's the serpent, and then yeah. So now all reptiles are evil. We're actually pretty friendly if we
Yeah.
let them.
Right. I always think about like the little dragons or iguanas and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, you guys are so cute. Aw. And I
Yeah.
love when you said courteous as one of your words because I know you to be a very warm, inviting person, a very open individual. I really have appreciated your friendship throughout all these years because of that fact and how I love how courteous ended up being one of your five words.
Thank you. I know I was thinking when I was writing that, I was like, what can I put down? I tried to be courteous, I tried to be accepting of others and like no judgments.
Mhm.
I tried to, be open to maybe they're going through things and stuff. But I can also, see through people. So be you always, or I'm
Right.
watching
Be
you.
honest about yourself.
um, but yeah, it's
So, who is your favorite mentor?
for my mentor. All right, so I don't know when I was reading that and trying to type something up, I was like, "He's my mentor."
We're
But I would
inspired by a lot of
say,
people, so.
yeah, I would say like of course, my shaman teacher. His name is Joe Pell.
Hmm.
And then my other one would be Alberto Villoldo, which he's actually the one how I got into shamanism because he has a bunch of books and he like explains it well, and that's actually what we get taught like what from his books. And then Sangra Ingerman, she's also good at like really informative about like shamanism, and like her main thing is shamanic journeying.
Hmm.
Um, and then so when I first, I think maybe in 2020, that's when I may have started not the shamanism. I've been doing shamanism stuff for like maybe 4 years, but in
Okay.
2020, that's when I got more into like the journeying and stuff because we were on lockdown. So I was like, I have to do
That's time.
something. Get cracking down,
Yeah.
learning the stuff. Now I can learn it. Now I have all the time to learn it. Yeah, and then like yeah, and then I mean I get inspired by all the light workers out there here in Michigan, like you.
Oh,
Um I know Phoenix they have their men empowerment group
Mm-hmm.
with Joe
Joe
Marlo,
Marlo.
and then it's like, yeah, pretty much everybody that I see on Instagram, and I'm like, ooh. Um, but yeah, you definitely empower me like probably the most because you got all these like videos out and stuff. When I'm feeling lazy, I'm like, I gotta get together. Come on.
Girl, I gotta motivate myself too sometimes.
I'm like, what is that? Come on. But yeah,
Who is
pretty much
the Alberto? What was his last name again?
YOLO.
How do you spell that?
So it's VILLOLDO.
Awesome. You said he writes a lot of books about shamanism.
Yeah, he has let me find
I'm putting it in the chat for all the high vibe humans. There you go.
yeah, this one is one of his books. It's called Shaman Healer Sage.
Ooh,
And
that
then
looks good.
this one, this is also the one that I started in 2020. And then as you can see, I like already went through it. But yeah, this one actually teaches you a lot of things about shamanism and
Beautiful.
healing and obviously sage.
Hmm.
But it's a good read. And then if you also want to learn more about shamanism, you could either check out, the social medias for me, or I could, if you want to even take it a step further. So if you're in Michigan, I can give you my teacher's number, and then you can
Ooh.
like, start your journey. And then you get to use a mesa, or which the mesa is actually one of the shaman's tools.
Okay.
And so a mesa is pretty much a means table, but um, it's actually sorry, I'm trying to see if I have it in my book. Um, so a mesa is our healing instrument that we use in sessions, like for all of that,
Okay.
for everything. So it's pretty much stones that have been blessed, or they're called ekichus. Um, and then let me get the spelling for that real quick. Um, but yeah, there are stones that were blessed by your shaman teacher. Um, as you do the classes, there's like 4 classes for each direction. So first south, Sachamama, Great Serpent, and then it's west, Mother Jaguar, Otorongo, and then there's north, Hummingbird, and then east, Eagle Condor. So they all have their specific like things that they help you with. Like I said, such a mama's mother serpent, she helps us shed your past, like she sheds her skin. Mother Jaguar, she helps you to protect your medicine space, and she also teaches you not to have any fear. Um,
Ooh, yeah.
yeah, which is like, because she has no enemies. And then the hummingbird, she like are they, I don't know, they, he or she, but they help you with connecting with your like past lineage, like your grandfathers and ancestors.
Ooh.
You know how in Avatar he was able to connect with like the previous avatars after him.
Hmm.
Well, Hummingbird, that's what Hummingbird does.
That's
They help
beautiful.
you like, yeah, connect with like your lineage behind you. Or in front of you. It could be like behind or front, which is crazy.
Right.
And then
I got
Eagle.
chills.
Eagle helps you connect with spirit, because eagles flying in the mountains. He also like helps you fly wing to wing, well, with great spirit, and also the mountains we dare to dream of.
Awesome.
But let me find the mesa. here real quick.
And so the mesa is a tool that you use in your shamanistic practice, and it's like a collection of blessed crystals.
Yeah, it could be crystals or stones.
So, okay.
All right. So yeah. So mesa. Wait. Sorry. Okay. Here it is. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So mesa. So the mesa is also my altar. Well,
Hmm.
I have two altars. So my altar, my mesa, and then I have my other altar where I have my other crystals. Um, so then, so the mesa is pretty much your alter ego. It's like the best parts of you, but it's still you because we are one.
Hmm.
So my mesa is me, but the better parts of me.
Okay.
And so when I meditate with it, it'll tell me like messages that I need to receive, or like if I do a journey for a client, it'll
Hmm.
like help me find whatever I'm looking for, along with like power animals, angels, and like everything. Um, so the mesa, okay, yeah, so it contains, well, at the end, it'll contain 13 stones. Um, and that's because 12 we get 12, like we bring in 12, they ask you bring 3 stones or palm sign stones. So it could be
Okay.
like a stone from your backyard, it can be a crystal, it can be like any kind of stone, it just has to be a stone that you bring. um so then they represent um the 12 solar months of the year. And then the 13, the last one, is the lunar month of the year. So it has like both masculine and feminine in there.
Hmm.
Um, and then yeah, so then it has the Enkichus, which are Enkichus. So it's spelled Enkychu.
Okay.
And that just means it's stones that are blessed. Um, and then Enkichu is a Quechuan word, which comes from like South America. So that's
Okay.
like the shamanism that I'm studying is from
South
like
America.
Peruvian shamanism.
Okay.
Um, and then yeah, so I can show you it real quick. Let me fetch it real quick.
Okay. This is so much information about your shamanistic work. This is like so many downloads. Like I'm definitely getting chills, and the High Vibe humans are throwing up some heart emojis.
Yeah,
Definitely
I see
thanking
them.
you
Thank
for
you for the hearts.
yeah.
So this is my mesa. I keep it in this. This
Hmm.
is the Lady of Guadalupe.
Hmm.
And the reason why I keep it in this cloth, or it's supposed to be a mestana, which is like what keeps the mesa like what's it called, protected.
Hmm.
And the reason why I use this specific cloth, is because my birthday is December 12th, in which case I share the date with the Lady of Guadalupe. Um, for like any Latin American Hispanics out there. Um,
Wow.
Lady Guadalupe,
Uh-huh.
December 12th. They always have this big celebration in Mexico. Even here, like in the churches, they like go crazy. They make a party.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I was like, well, well, at first I didn't know what kind of cloth I wanted. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go with Lady of Guadalupe because, she's always had my back and she supports me and like all the things that I do. And it's just like I'm gonna honor her, with
Hmm.
this. Um, but yeah, so these are my mesa, and then the stones I can show you here. I got
And,
for
and they help you with your work. They help ground you
yeah,
and help
I
guide
got
you.
like 9 stones already. So these are some. I can't hold them all in my hand.
Wow. Yeah.
And then these are the other ones. And then
Oh,
I received this one, which is supposed to be the 13th stone, which this one's actually the lineage, connection to the lineage of shamans. So
I love
I,
that
as
green
part of my
color.
homework, yeah, it's like, I forgot what they said it was called. Let me
Beautiful.
see if I have it in my journal here. Oh, it's called the Cree. No, maybe it's. I don't know. So it's spelled Chrysocolla. I try to say that. I'm like, supposed to spell it.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, so this is part of my homework is supposed to be for me to meditate with this rock so I can connect and see my ancestral lineage of shamans and see what's up with that. So that's still, I
Wow.
still have to do that as part of my homework. Um, and then I have other homework, like I have to do more illuminations, and then I
Hmm.
have to do a another soul retrieval, and then something else that I can't remember right now. But oh yeah, and then there's this like mirror exercise, which
Ooh.
actually anybody can do this mirror exercise. So you essentially just like go somewhere where there's a mirror, and then
Hmm.
it has to be dark. And then you get a white candle and you put it next to you. So then, you're just in this dark place with a mirror in front of you and the candle. So then you just like look into the mirror, but you stare into your left eye and you just keep staring at it. And then your face is actually supposed to like change. So it'll go from like different faces that you've had in your past lives. And
Hmm.
um and then eventually at the end it's supposed to go into eagle, which is, spirit. And then yeah, so it's like a fun like thing that anybody can do. And then you can see like, oh, look at all those past lives, all those people I've been,
Yes.
you know. In which case, there's also past life journeying and stuff. Which as a shaman, when you do your training, the stones actually you do like past life meditations or journeys,
Hmm.
which then you like blow it into the stone.
Ooh. Okay.
And then that's how it also becomes like blessed because since it's your alter ego, then your past life is in the stone.
Hmm.
Um, and then
And it's like the best parts of that past life.
yeah, pretty
Okay.
crazy, but yeah, it's I enjoy it so far. I mean, if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing it.
So let's jump a little bit deeper into who you are as a person. And would you mind sharing like a difficult experience you had with a person or a difficult situation and how you handled that?
Okay. Yeah. So, we're gonna go into my daytime job.
Okay, your muggle job, yeah.
So I'm actually a lunch lady,
Hmm.
and I work in a high school.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good job. It pays the
Mhm.
bills. Um,
You get to bless all the food.
yeah, actually, it's
Hmm.
and I'm like, oh, I'll go put the Reiki symbol. Maybe it'll help these teenagers to be less grumpy and like
Hmm.
mean. Some of them are mean. Um,
Yeah.
so then I try, help with that way with the Reiki symbol, which
Hmm.
is just the Shoku which is the one that's like,
The spiral.
um, yeah, yeah, you see it like in those metaphysical shops and stuff,
Hmm.
and like, or other people post about it. Um, but yeah, it's a fun lunch lady job. So sometimes, like, so I we recently got new people working there. because people come and go, and then there was the pandemic, and then it was crazy. So there's this particular coworker of mine that doesn't like really, I guess, do his job or something. And sometimes like, I find that it's like if you're gonna have a job, you should probably, do the job, not just like diddle daddle.
So it's a little
So then I
irritating.
try to not get too like, annoyed.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, now I have to remember my teachings. And I'm like, okay, now I gotta take a deep breath, So I tried to do like deep breaths, and to calm myself down before I like go up to him and be like, hey, listen, can you please like, you know, do this task? Like I shouldn't have to ask you, like just like, can you please just do it? And then, we're supposed to be working as teammates or,
Hmm.
teamwork makes the dream work. So if you could please just like, do your job and help us out.
Yeah.
And
Don't
then,
just clock in and
he's
clock
like,
out.
oh yeah, I'm sorry, and this and that. But yeah, I tried to like take a few deep breaths. And then, well, of course, dealing with teenagers can be rough sometimes. In
Yeah.
which case, you have to take deep breaths as well and be like, listen, you can't act like this, kid. Sometimes they think they own the high school, especially the seniors. Okay, they
Well,
come in the lunchroom, they're like trying to cut the line and stuff, and we're like, no, you can't be cutting the line. Come on, there's a line. And they're
yeah.
like, oh, I'm a senior. And I'm like, ooh, okay, well, that may work out there, but it definitely doesn't work in the lunchroom. I'm like, you have to go back at the end of the line, please. And
Hmm.
sometimes, they'll do it nicely. Sometimes they'll be like, like it's the end of the world or something.
You're like, well, you're a senior, so you know how this works.
Right? I know. That's what I tell them. Like, well, you're senior, which means you should be able. You know this, that you gotta be in line and act like, you know,
Wait your turn.
senior.
So you're using like a lot of your shaman practices, your meditation practices to help self-soothe and like calm your own emotions down so that you can handle the situation in like an appropriate way.
Yes, instead of being like, oh, no, you can't have blah blah. Like,
No soup for
why are
you.
you acting like this? Yeah, so
I
I try my best.
I love how you put like your Reiki symbols in the food when you're cooking and stuff.
It actually like it seems to like calm them down, which is pretty cool. I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool.
Energy, like because we are like water.
Hmm.
And you do like put memory into the food while you're cooking it, and then we eat it, and it becomes a part of us. So
Hmm.
more power to you. Do you believe that like some of these negative experiences help you work with your clients?
Yes, yes, I do believe so. Um, sorry. I had an apple earlier. It's coming up. Um, but yeah, I think it definitely does. I mean, because I would say life in general,
Mm-hmm.
with what we go through to be where we need to be in our life, So anytime there's hardships, try to focus, at least on the positive, parts of it.
Right.
Like if and you ended up like, getting a flat tire, it's like, well, happens to everybody, especially with pothole land.
Yeah.
But you know, even though you did get a flat tire, at least you still have the whole vehicle together, full
Mm-hmm.
whole together, or you still have like, gas in the tank or something, or at least you'll be able to like take the car to get it fixed, But yeah, so sometimes in life we go through things and then we do want to give up, but it's best to just like think of the other things, that could be helpful at the moment. Um,
Like focusing
and
on that silver lining.
yeah, just like, work through the difficulties with like whatever energy healing training or other tools that you have learned and in your lifetime.
Hmm.
Because I mean, life can get hard, but it's just like you just gotta keep going. Sometimes, like Dory and Finding Nemo.
Just keep
Just keep
swimming.
swimming, just keep swimming.
Hmm.
She kept swimming even though
She had
the
the shortest memory ever.
yeah, but she still kept like, living on, even
Hmm.
though she couldn't remember things a few seconds or minutes ago. But
Right.
then she ended up remembering at the end when she found like friendship and love
Hmm.
and the support. So just find some support. I mean, you got all the support here.
Hmm.
Breezy, myself, like whoever else in your life, find that support and they'll
Yeah,
help
find
you out.
those people. I love that you're a lunch lady and you're also studying to become a shaman and you're 75% through your journey to become a shaman because it's showing the other highlighted humans tuning in that like you can start that healing journey and still like have a way to support yourself while you're engaging in all of this healing work.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely been like, life lessons
Hmm.
and yeah. Yeah, it's important to have like something to support your teachings
Right.
and stuff.
So let's dive
Otherwise
a
it
little
can get
bit
hard.
deeper.
Yes.
What
Let's
is
do it.
your greatest fear and how do you mitigate that?
Yeah, so when I was writing this uh script here, I was like, what is my fear?
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, before I started being this person that I am today, I had many fears. Like I was afraid of losing friends, or I was afraid of drowning,
Hmm.
or you're driving down the street and you see a cop, and then you're like, oh crap, a cop. Ah.
Yeah, it's scary.
Those were my fears before.
Hmm.
Now, as a luminous being or seer of the invisible or medicine woman, part of my training is to not have fear. For fear is almost as close as death itself. I actually recently talked about fear and fearlessness in a recent post on my Facebook page. So
Hmm.
if you want to check it out, you can find me on Facebook as Brenda Lopez, two Lopez. Um, so then actually I can talk about it a little
Okay.
bit right now here. So actually, so when you do like, the different directions every class, so there's 4 classes, and then with each class you get some insights or teachings with it that go with it. So the first insight for the West is the practice of fearlessness. Um, so a little bit about fear. So the Laika warriors, which they were like a uh, ancient civilization in South America, and the Laika warriors believe if fear lived within you, you were already as good as dead. Fear creates a dark reality, and that dark reality um, can become self-fulfilling. Remember, fear is not the same as fright. They're two different things.
Oh, okay.
So, to live fearlessly is to actively practice peace and nonviolence. Even when it seems like we're being threatened. This doesn't mean that we don't protect ourselves and our loved ones. It means we don't respond from a place of anger or violence. The reason that fearlessness allows us to step beyond violence is because violence is rooted in fear of being rejected, taken advantage of, ridiculed, hurt. Practicing fearlessness requires us to approach people and situations with love so that others can also let go of their apprehension and propensity towards violence.
Ooh,
Um,
yeah.
and then, oh, sorry.
Like you're
Practicing
leading by
fearless,
example.
yeah. Practicing fearlessness means we first eliminate the poverty, terrorism, and war that rages inside of us. We eliminate our addiction of being right and fix our perception of every problem within us before we actually attempt the problem itself. Luminous warriors build collaborative relationship with others instead of trying to conquer them. We bravely extend trust and find win-win solutions. This may seem naive, but the most successful organisms in nature are a result of collaboration. Example, the human body. As luminous warriors, we open our eyes so that we can see in others the capacity of peace. Even if we aren't expressing it, when we practice fearlessness, we don't have to create enemies in order to feel reassured that we're always righteous victims. We can also call upon our spirit guides, angels, luminous beings, ancestors, Mother Jaguar to help us with our fears.
That's
So there you go.
beautiful.
So
So through
you
your
gotta
training,
practice
you're
fear.
learning how to approach your fears and dismantle them and how it's different from fright. Because, like, obviously, fear or fright is like a natural defense mechanism. It teaches us about the world and what might harm us. But fear is something that can poison our minds.
Yeah, 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 because you don't want it to like, um, there's people out there that, um, or anybody can happen to anybody. But you say you like started a new friendship
Mm-hmm.
and you're not sure about this person. So instead of actually like going out to see who this person is and get to know them, you're in your head thinking like, what if this? What if that? What if this, and this?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're already creating this fear scenario in your head. In which case, since we manifest, our realities, sometimes by thinking these things, we're manifesting it and it comes true. And then this person turns out to be this horrible, evil person. But,
Right.
mm, you know, it can happen, it cannot happen, but like it's best to not just don't give in to fear because when you do, then that's when your life pretty much stops. So you gotta keep like keep it going and don't let fear get you. And if you think that, fear is getting you, then look into meditations or just ways to like don't let that fear in.
So how on your healing journey, you've been through a lot, you've done a lot of like personal work on yourself. What would you say is the key to your success?
Key to my success. Let's see. All right, here it is. So key to my success. Keep going. Even if people or the world try to shut you up or put you down. You step up. Set boundaries for yourself and others.
Mm-hmm.
Stay strong. Ask for help. We all need help in our life. Um, Even if you think you don't, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, be love and be, peaceful. Don't worry about what others say about you or, the thing that you do, the
Right.
practice, whatever you do. Um, this one I got from you. Don't give up the fight. Don't give up the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Connect to Mother Nature, elements, spirit guides. But yeah, that's key to success.
Yeah,
And
someone in the
it's okay,
comments,
it's okay if you fail. Just get up and like do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Someone in the comments said everyone falls, not everyone rises. So it's really important to get back up again. And thanks for the shout out. Don't give up the fight. But it's so true though, because, a lot of times we can let what people say about us knock us down or diminish our confidence in the field that we're going into. Or even, when talking about being a star seed and talking about being a light worker, sometimes I feel a little bit of like resistance or shame to really talking about it and putting it out there. And, just like you, totally standing in your power and being like, I'm like this reptilian, multidimensional, luminous being, and just putting it out there and not really acknowledging or engaging with those people that would want to make you feel bad about that. And just keep
Yeah,
going. Because there's
keep
somebody else
doing
out there that you're going to touch.
it. Yeah, there's so many people out there, and they're like, they just love to be inspired by you. Um,
Yep.
you know, and they're
Mhm.
like, sometimes they're, feeling down, and they're like, oh, look at, like, for me, oh, look at Breezy, look at all that stuff she's doing. She's inspired me
Mhm.
so I can, be the best version, best version of myself
Mhm.
and keep learning these lessons and
Mhm.
doing the work, doing
Keep
the
doing it.
work.
Yeah. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, actually, okay, so in 5 years, I wanna be either like in like a studio or like a temple or something where I
Mhm.
can help or assist people from everywhere, with the tools that I have learned in my healing journey. Um, yeah, and help the world. That's what I want to do in 5 years. I want to be
You
the
want to have like a physical
medicine
space where you can reach
woman.
people? Yeah.
I'm slowly getting there, but I'll definitely get there.
Well, definitely. Yeah, you're 75% through your shaman training. You have a great community behind you. I know that in Detroit, like we're all connected to each other. And so I can see that in 5 years, you'll be able to manifest that space, that healing space, and be able to really help a lot of people through their journeys.
Yes, yes. Gonna help you with your luminous energy field, also known as soul, also known as luminous body.
Mhm. Well, thank you, Brenda, so much for sharing your story and your journey with us today and for teaching us a little bit about shamanism. I definitely learned a lot more. I've been learning through your posts too. Like, I remember you posting about the hummingbird, and I remember you
hmm
posting about the snake in
hmm
terms of the four directions. Um, but did you have any additional advice for the high vibe humans tuning in today?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. All right, so advice to you all. Always be yourself. That's important. Your tribe will find you. That's for sure. Um, don't be somebody that somebody else wants you to be. Like, say your parents want you to be a particular thing or person or do a particular job. No, do what you want to do because it's your life. So you gotta do you. Um, Listen to your spirit guides or the universe because if you don't, they will come get you. Trust me, I know this. Talking from experience. Um, uh, Connect with the earth and elements. It's important because even though, people don't really talk about the elements, they're actually a part of your life. Like, earth, fire, the wind. The wind
Yeah.
actually comes and talks to you when you're outside, when you're meditating, talks to you. And then of course water, because water's the best. And it also has memory. So maybe it has something to tell you from either your past or
Mhm.
maybe from your future. You don't know until you talk to it. Um, Howl at the moon. Whenever you see a full moon, just like go out there and howl at it. Maybe the moon wants to talk to you too. It's like, hey, hey, so be like, hey, mom, just holla at it. Keep doing what you do. Don't stop. Don't give up the fight. Um, and then not all multi-dimensional creatures or beings are evil. There's some good ones out there. You just
Mhm.
gotta find them, or maybe someday they'll appear. Um, there's two sides of everything. Well,
Mhm.
it's all, it's not black and white like Precy said. Um, light and heavy energies all around. And then same thing as the key to success. Be love, be peace. Um, don't worry about what others say. Do your thing. And if
Mhm.
others don't like it, then guess what? You should do it anyway,
Keep
because
doing
those
it.
that don't matter don't. The one quote. I think it's those that don't mind. No, sorry, I
Oh,
can't think of it
yeah.
right now.
Those don't, those that don't mind matter, and those that matter don't mind.
Yeah,
Something like
yeah,
that.
something like
Don't matter.
that.
Those
But
who
yeah,
mind don't matter, and those who don't mind matter. Something like
I
that.
don't
You
know.
guys know. You
Yeah,
guys know.
something like that. But yeah, yeah, do your thing and don't worry about others. I mean, they're gonna be there. They're obviously, saying things to you because they're not happy in their life.
Mhm.
So it's best to just do your thing
Mhm.
and be yourself, and you will find those people. Your vibration, like once you do your thing and stuff, your definitely vibration will bring those that need to be in there in your life.
Oh,
And
so true.
yeah, and then just keep learning. It's important to learning, knowledge, um, nature. Yeah.
I love how you encourage people to, connect with the elements and to howl at the moon and just to get in touch with that natural self that we all
Yeah.
have because, in current human society, I'm wearing a lot of malachite today because I deal a lot with technology in order to get my message out there. So we're surrounded by all this artificial things that we've created, these tools that we've created which help us connect and help us spread these messages, but they can also have another side effect too. And so it's important
You
to
can.
really reconnect with our natural selves and listen to those natural messages coming in.
Mm.
Like I'm
Yeah.
really loving the sun right now.
Yeah, I know it's coming out after the storm. It's
Hmm.
great. But yeah, and like, look into people out there who are gonna support you and help you in your life. They're out there, I promise.
Well, Brenda, if people want to connect with you so that they can like make you part of their support circle, what are your social medias? Go ahead and shout them out right now.
Yay! All right, so all my social medias are under Dos Lopez, and some people ask me, they're like, "Why'd you choose Dos Lopez?" Okay, well, the reason is because my last name is Lopez Lopez, so it just means two Lopez, so Dos Lopez, but in Spanish, Dos Lopez. So yes, it's all Dos Lopez on social media. So Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook. You can even like add me as a friend on my personal Facebook page, which is just Brenda Lopez Lopez. Um, and then eventually I'll have a website. I'm still working on it because I have to learn so much shaman
Um,
stuff. And then
yeah,
I have to put all those things in the website along with like the other stuff that I've done in my life. So it's getting there. But for now,
yeah.
social medias. And then in my stories and also on Facebook, I'll post about like, shamanism and Reiki and all that stuff that I've been like doing and learning to help everybody out there.
Beautiful.
So if you're looking for a session, you know where to find me.
Perfect. Oh, well, thank you so much, Brenda, for your time today. Thank you for sharing your story with everyone. We're going to end the live stream here, but first we're going to say bye to the High Vibe humans.
But hello, bye bye. Thank you for having me. I always enjoy your company and your friendship. And
Oh,
thank you
thank you,
for
Brenda.
supporting me and for being you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, High Vibe Humans, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out Brenda using her social media, and we look forward to chatting with you another time. Bye.